Welcome. I am marketing expert and business coach Melissa Kellogg Lewick, and this is the Doing Business Like a Woman podcast, where we are exploring and teaching you how women are reinventing the way business is done and money is made to help you create greater impact and financial freedom, one business at a time. Well, hello there, ladies. How is it going? Welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so excited for the theme I've chosen for this month of February. I think that I love themes and I love, this is kind of funny. I was thinking about this, we're in February, right? So it's the month of Valentine's Day. We're often thinking about love around this time of year and because of Valentine's Day. And so that is our theme for this month worth of podcasts, the remaining podcast for this month. And it's all going to be around love marketing. And I was also thinking it would be kind of funny, like a funny drinking game, right? Like all the time, every time I say love during this podcast, you have to take a drink. Obviously, it can be, your coffee, like I have my coffee here, but or whatever beverage you prefer. So this might be cheesy, but I love themes. So there you have it. And I also think it's going to seriously transform the way you think about marketing. Because as I was preparing for this podcast, I was like, this is going to change everything because it's so disruptive and so goes against the grain of the traditional way we think about marketing. And I think it's really around the traditional way that our male-dominated economy thinks about marketing and our male-dominated business culture thinks about marketing. So that's what I'm going to offer to you all throughout this month. And I think if you decide to start thinking about marketing the way I think about marketing, it's going to feel so much better, because I think one of the reasons that marketing has been so hard and so mysterious and so difficult for many of the women and myself is because we're thinking about it in a way that is not aligned for us as women. And so if we start thinking about it in a way that is aligned with our femininity, I think we're going to have so much more success in our marketing and in our business and creating more sales and creating more money. So how fun is that? All right, let's go. Okay. So this week, what I want to talk about on the podcast is how to make marketing the way that you love your audience, right? So I've chosen this theme, obviously, because of Valentine's Day, and I'm really on this mission to change this narrative around marketing. So many people that I talk to, so many women that I talk to and clients and myself even, we have been trained and we see marketing as a way to get something from people, right? And so it's that get type of mentality. It's almost like, if you think about even some of the words we use, like lead capture or convert clients, and there's nothing wrong with those words. I still use those words and I'm going to probably continue, but I think about it now, right? And words mean things. So, or thinking about like overcoming objections, like it all feels very combative, you guys, right? So as I was thinking about these words, I'm like, maybe that is partly why that we as women don't like marketing, and it's not aligned with how we as women naturally operate. So I want you to consider thinking about marketing as love, as service, as creating connection and relationship with our people. Because that's in its most basic form, that's what marketing is. That's all it is. That's exactly what it is. It's creating connection and relationship. And this type of marketing, that when we practice it and we're in that energy of love and service and creating connections, that is going to make all the difference in the success of our marketing. I promise you. Like, I have seen such a transformation and a difference in myself and my own business when I think about going out into the world and, being on social media or being in groups or public speaking or networking, like all of those things. If I go into the room, go into that place thinking about how can I just love on all the women that are building businesses here, right? And so when I come at it with that energy, it just makes all the difference. And I don't feel sleazy or slimy or icky or combative or any of that. I just think about what I can give, what I can offer, what I can provide for my people, and not what I can get from them. And it feels so much more better. So much more better. I'm on a roll today. I'm sorry. Oh, interesting choice of words. All right. So I looked up, since Valentine's Day gets its name from Saint Valentine. I looked up Saint Valentine. Now, I'm not Catholic, so I am not an expert. So those of you that are, I apologize if I get this wrong, but according to the Googles, Saint Valentine is the patron saint of courtly love. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what courting, like, what's the definition of courting and courtly love? So courting, and let's think about this in terms of our business and our marketing, right? So courting is defined as paying special attention to someone in an attempt to win their support or favor. Or it's the going to great lengths to win favorable attention. And so if we think about that in our marketing, it's like courting, like marketing is courting. It's creating desire and paying special attention to our clients or our audience, which are what I like to think of our clients that just haven't paid us yet, right? So it's all about attracting them, not acquiring them or conquering them or converting them. It's just about attracting them. And so think about it in terms of a romantic partner, right? So when you're courting a romantic partner, what do? Right? And think about this with your marketing, like you study them. If we're thinking about romantic partner, you study them, you think about them constantly, right? Like it's been a long time since I have been dating and courting, but from what I remember, it's thinking about them constantly and wondering what they're thinking, what they're doing right now. You do special, sweet things for them, like just making them feel special, making them feel seen and appreciated and desired, right? And so think about how you can translate that into your marketing. And so I was thinking about that and how I translate that energy of courting into my own marketing. And for me, it looks like this. It looks like hanging on every word that I hear my clients say, right? And my audience say in my presence, and creating content and trainings and podcasts around that. Every time I hear one of my clients or someone in my audience talking about what they're struggling with, I make note of that. And then I create trainings or I create content around that will serve them. It's also thinking about them all the time. Like I'm always thinking about my clients and kind of going through all of my clients, because I have a small enough stable of clients at this point where I can, think about each one of them individually and thinking about what's going on with them, what they might be working on or struggling with, and how I can help them with what I know and the skills that I have to get better results, to get faster results, to get what they most want. Right. And then creating content around that, like showing up and, providing that to them individually. And, as I'm coaching in my trainings, in the content that I create, like this podcast. Right. And okay, it also shows up for me in believing in them. like, I believe so deeply in my clients. I think every one of them are just absolutely amazing, magical women. And I think about that a lot. And I tell them that I try, as much as I can, right? Without being creepy. But I just think about them, and I am so in love with their businesses and the work that they're doing in the world. And I want them to know that. And I like to let them know that. And so in lifting them up and encouraging them, and just even encouraging them to celebrate and appreciate themselves. So that's another way that it shows up for me. It also shows up in me showing up for them and showing up for you, showing up for my audience, even when I don't feel like it. Right. And that's what it means to be a good partner, right? It's like we show up for those that we really care about, even when it's not about us. And so that's what it is in our marketing too. Like, how can we show up for our people, even when we don't feel like it for ourselves, even when we don't have to make it about ourselves? We're making it about them, about serving and loving them. So these are all ways that we can make our marketing about loving our people, right? And so this is another question. So the first question that you can think about is, how could your marketing activities be like courting, right? And how's that show up for you? The next question I would ask for you to consider and journal on is, what would love have you do, right? What are your love thoughts about your clients and your audience? And what do you want to share with them that is from that place of absolutely loving them as humans and wanting to connect with them in a deeper way, right? And help them to get the results and get what they most want. And so that's a question that I have always, I'm going to say loved asking myself, is like, okay, what would love have me do in this situation? So if I'm thinking about creating content, so what would love have me say to my best fit client right now? And this podcast, this whole series of podcasts this month in February, is a result of me asking myself that question. And so you can do the same. And so I think for me, the magic of this as a strategy, as a tactic, is that it shifts my focus away from me, and what I'm critical about myself, or what I don't feel like I have to say, or blah, blah, blah. And it shifts it to thinking about my best fit client, and what would love have me give to her and say to her and show up for her, right? And so that's where I love that shift. It takes the focus off of me and puts it on her. And that's where it should be, right? And then finally, I would encourage you to ask this question of yourself. So what are all the ways that you want to spread love to those you're best suited to serve? So thinking about your best fit client, and how do you want to love that person? And what are all the, skills or tools or all the ways that you can show up and just love on that person and spread love to your community, to your audience, to your best fit clients? And think about what they most want, right? And then think about what are all the things, circumstances, thoughts, whatever it is that's standing in their way of getting it. And if you have answers to that question that you're not out there sharing, what I would say to you is, consider that love is calling you to that, right? Love is calling you to spread your love, spread your message, spread all of the value that you have inside of you to these people that you are best suited to serve. So I just encourage you, at least for this month of February, play along with me and just consider marketing as love, and love is marketing. Okay. And think about courting, and think about creating desire and creating attraction in your marketing, and just have fun with that, right? Next time you sit down to create content, write a post, record a story, do a reel, just think about, how can I love on my people right now? And turn on the camera, open up the doc and start typing, whatever it is, and see where that takes you. I just would love to take a drink, people. I would love to hear how this lands with you, how this shift away from the masculine way of marketing more into the feminine of creating connection, spreading love, how that lands with you. And I know it's made all the difference for me. And I hope that it will also help make marketing seem much more aligned, much easier, more fun for you. And play along with me in February and let me know. I would love for you to post on social media and tag me, or reach out and let me know on email or DM me in the socials how this lands with you, because I love you and I want you to love marketing. And because I know when you do, you're going to be so much more successful in your sales, in your business, and you're going to have much more fun and joy. And that's what I wish for all of us. All right. So I love you, my friends. Come back next time and we're going to talk about how to love consistency. We're also going to talk about how to love your specific personalized way of marketing and not hate yourself for the way that you market. And then also how to love making offers and selling, and think about all those things from that perspective of love. So come on back. I will see you soon. And if you love this episode, take another drink and then go and rate it, review it, give me some stars. I would love to hear what you think of this podcast, and also share it with some friends and other women that you know that are growing businesses that could use this kind of support and encouragement. And I'll see you next time. Have a great one. Bye. If you like this podcast, then you have got to sign up for my free on-demand video training, Grow Your Sales Doing What You Love, where I teach you in depth my simple process that you can implement right away to harness your mindset and your skills to grow your sales to whatever level you want. So go grab that now. The link is in the show notes, and I'll see you next time.